Hello and welcome again to the right hand. We are Ruben Allen, law firm consultants. Specifically, we cater to smaller firms, solo attorneys, practice groups, many who are minority and women-owned law firms. In that space is where we do a lot of our business. Um, Today, I guess, as I said before, a lot of times I'll talk about topics or subjects that come up um, frequently. And when they come up in bunches, that's usually when I talk about two or three clients. We'll bring it up, or I'm working on with two or three firms and or attorneys with similar tasks. And one of the things that I wanted to speak with today is um, effective case management. And it's just a few things that kind of help you effectively manage your cases as a solo attorney or a small law firm. Um, One is taking control of the case intake process, and that's like creating standard forms. Um, Make sure you get all the information, you know, birth dates, addresses, contact information, emergency contact information. You can tweak each intake form to the practice specific. Maybe in a matrimonial divorce, you may have more, you may ask more financial questions. As a criminal, you may ask different history of questions as compared to real estate or what trust and estates, uh, more family business, uh, whatever it may be. And you just can tailor each of those intake forms to being practice specific. But what you want to do is within those practice areas, you want to keep that questionnaire, that form consistent with each client. So you're gathering the same information for each estate planning client that you have. You're gathering the same information for each criminal client. You're gathering the same information for each real estate client, and so on and so forth. You can also use just depending on how you gather potential clients, whether it's marketing by Google ads or advertising, being website advertising, whether it's social media, just where you're farming and bringing them into your firm, where they may go on your website and fill out an initial contact form, and maybe they don't want to move forward at that moment. Maybe they're thinking about getting a divorce, but not really sure. So they fill the form out and they change their mind, and you never hear from them. They don't schedule a consultation or whatever it may be. You can use those forms to set automated follow-ups to check with that person, maybe in a week. I saw that you fill out a form, you did not complete it, or whatever message may be, and you reach out and you touch them, make sure everything's okay. You want to see if did you want to move forward with you were looking into a real estate attorney to help you with purchase of a new home. You can just reach out, touch them, because a lot of times people fill out forms, and if it's a serious matter, criminal, divorce, even estate planning, a death, um, their mind may not be all into it. They may be under distress. So at that moment, maybe they can't complete. A lot of times people will reach out and touch, but maybe they don't have the money at the moment, so they don't follow through. So you want to just reach out, touch them, make sure everything's okay. Do you want to move forward? Keep in contact with that person. Um, uh, Two, you want to invest in a case management system, practice management software. And there's a ton of them out there. There's Clio and MyCase and Cosmolex, Practice Panther. There's a lot of them. And basically what these systems, they organize documents, deadlines, billing, communication, all of this is in one place. So it really helps you keep going, and so we're not working off Excel spreadsheets. You know, what these case management systems also do is document management. You put all your documents in one place. You can have shared drives where everyone can access various documents and document templates. emails, evidence, organize it by case number, set it up any and every way you think it possible. You can also integrate it with your email, Outlook, Gmail, whatever it may be, and you can record client communications, both inbound and outbound communications with clients in, in any situation. So you always have a record. You can record phone calls, log phone calls, things like that. Zoom meetings you can put that you may have, Zoom consultations, you can have that Zoom meeting uploaded into the system and you have the initial consultation. So if you're not the attorney, you just did the consultation and another attorney is taking on the case, they can take a look at that initial consultation and see exactly what and how things were said in the initial consultation. Third thing is task management. Task management, workflow. You want to have checklists and templates and work-specific workflow, case-specific workflows, like personal injury, case-specific workflow, criminal workflow, contracts, standardized steps that you would take for each case, a specific problem. Each step, when we know the steps of criminal far different than steps of purchasing a house and real estate. So you just want to have that, and you can kind of put that in here. Did you do A, B, C? Check. Okay, here we're at this stage. And I know as attorneys, we don't like to be told things that are simple things sometimes work. Simple things sometimes work. So if a new attorney comes in, it makes it easier for them to follow things and basically perform the same way an attorney who's been there for 5 years has been, just following that same procedure. It makes it great. You can also, another thing with effective case management is basically deadline and calendar management. And again, these are tools that can be used, shared calendars for everyone in the office. So everyone knows who's where, who has what, who has a hearing coming up, who is scheduled to do consultations that day, who is not, who is free if a client walks in. It also basically helps to put deadlines on specific court and court rules. You can also put that in the shared drive. Each court has different rules. County A may do it one way, County B does it another way. And all of that is in the system. So your attorneys have access, so they know this is County A court that I'm dealing with. I need to do a little bit extra as opposed to County C over there. They're not as step by step as needed. Another thing is time and billing management. Integrated timekeeping, billing hours, all of that is in the case management system where attorneys can enter in however often you want them to enter in the billing. At the end of the day, enter it in real time. A lot of firms prefer to have their attorneys enter the billing in real time. Some just tell them to wait to the end of the day. What you don't want is for your attorneys to wait till the end of the week and then go back and try to remember what they did on Tuesday. On Friday afternoon when they're trying to get their billing in, or a Saturday morning they're doing their billing from the past week and they're trying to remember what they did on Tuesday. Encourage them to do it real time, and if you can't do it real time, at least do it by the end of the day. With this, also the billing, you can send out automated invoice and payment links. There's gateways to links to, PayPal, QuickBooks, LawPay, just different ways that they can pay. Another important step for effective case management is collaboration and updating clients. And that's just to make sure that when I say collaboration, that's within team members. And you can set up different ways of communicating. They have Microsoft Teams, Slack, I know a firm who basically on the work iPhones that they gave team, they have text threads and they basically do updates, chats, bounce questions off each other. And however you feel is the most effective way for you and your team to communicate, you can use those tools. They also have client portals where clients can, instead of just calling all the time, they may want to send in questions, status of the case. In the client portal, they can log in to see it maybe get biweekly updates on the status of the case, weekly, biweekly, just depending on the case matter, on how you want to update that client. Also to make sure that your cases are being managed effectively, it's for your team members, KPIs, performance and monitoring and reporting. You want them to be up to date on this billing to report. Maybe you have a productivity billing hour requirement, just depending on what practice area you're in. You want them to reach that weekly so you can monitor, hey, you're on track for this many hours a month. You're ahead of schedule, or hey, you're on track for this many hours a month. You're a little bit behind schedule. We want to get those billing hours up, that billing time up. Um, things like that. And then, you always want to have constant feedback from your team and your clients to see what can you do to make the process more efficient, to make it better, to judge whether you are doing a good job as an attorney, as a firm owner. You just want to know what can I do to make it easier, more effective, a more pleasant situation for you all around. Those are some of the things that you need to do to consider for effective case management. Just wanted to drop those little nuggets for you. See you next time on the right hand.